My name is Dr. Teresa Underwood. I've been on Guam since 2013. In 2017, I opened up my private practice, Center for Women's Health, and I'm a OB-GYN doctor. I'm board certified. When I opened up my practice, there was no assistance in opening the practice, okay? It was just me and my husband. There's no hospital income guarantee like in the States where they help set you up and you spend your time paying it back by serving the community. Everything is out of my own pocket, a little bit loans that we're paying back to the bank, okay? It's hard to practice on Guam here, okay? The reimbursements are dismally low. I'm not making a lot of money, okay? So we don't make a lot of money here in general, at least OB-GYNs, okay? My Medicaid reimbursements, I have over $50,000 in delinquent payments, okay? The GRT is not very helpful. It's actually quite painful. Because of that, we have to offer less services to patients, okay? Medicaid patients are not offered long-acting reversible contraceptives because we're reimbursed invoice price. And then it takes 6 to 12 months to get reimbursed, and then we have to turn around and pay 5% of a $1,000 device to the government. We can't afford to practice losing 5% of a birth control, okay? So we're not making a lot of money. It's very difficult to be an OB-GYN on Guam here. Half my patients, more than half, are obstetrics patients, which means I don't bill for their delivery until they actually deliver. So I'm taking care of them for months and with no payment, okay? And for GYN reimbursement, it's awful, okay? If they had a well woman visit, but they had an annual physical, I don't get paid for that. I end up finding out later that they had a physical and I have to bill the patient now, but they're out of my office. So how do I get reimbursed after that, okay? It's very hard here. If you repeal the arbitration law and there's no protection for doctors, the caps aren't set, okay? One lawsuit can bankrupt me, okay? Malpractice for OB-GYN is almost $50,000 a year. I was quoted $47,000 last year, okay? I can't afford that and to practice here, okay? I would be forced to close my office and leave Guam. Okay, there's a shortage of OB-GYNs here. There's a shortage all over the U.S. By the way, Dr. Jensen at SDA is leaving at the end of the year. Dr. Beeling is going to retire from being an OB hospitalist. A midwife is leaving on Friday. We're losing providers for women's health care here, okay? If there's no protection for doctors here, I won't be able to afford to practice here paying such high malpractice rates, which are going to get higher. I will end up leaving, and so will other doctors. And you're wrong. A lot of doctors don't want to come here, okay? And there will be testimony on how hard it is to recruit a doctor here. It's very hard, okay? Many doctors have tried to find partners here, and they haven't been successful for many years. There are a lot of good doctors here. Most of the OB-GYNs practicing in private practice are boarded, which means we have to follow a standard of care. We have to keep up maintenance of certification, okay? I'm a very good doctor, but some patients get mad at me, okay? It just takes one lawsuit to completely tear down a practice. We can't afford to keep losing doctors. We're not getting a lot of specialists here. So taking this arbitration law away and not giving us any kind of protection is going to harm Guam. It's going to limit access to care here. We're going to be moving backwards, okay? So that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Doctor. Senator Taitigui.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Underwood, for being here. Where did you practice before?
I spent 11 years in private practice in the States. I graduated I practiced in Texas.
Texas. And what are the arbitration laws in Texas?
Well, they have, I don't know about arbitration law, but I know they have tort reform there. And we don't have anything like that here.
Tort reform. So, of course, here it's really helping the doctors quite a bit here on Guam, the current law right now. So you were in Texas, and the tort reform in Texas, was that very
I believe it's worked out pretty well. I mean, Texas is where a lot of doctors are trying to flood to. I know my malpractice there was only about $21,000 a year. Okay, it actually got less the longer I practiced and I stayed, clean.
Was there a limit to the liability or the
I think
the
it
cap? Was there a cap?
I think there was a cap, right? 200,000, 250.
250?
My
cap?
husband's the numbers man, so.
Okay. So, so if that's the case and the cost of, so you're saying that if you were to leave Guam, which you said you will leave Guam if,
Yeah,
if the law
I
changes?
cannot financially afford to stay here. There's no incentive. I mean, we have even commercial insurance payments. I haven't been paid for deliveries from commercial insurance for deliveries I did in July. And there's nobody enforcing the 12% interest we're supposed to be able to collect for delinquent payments.
Well, okay.
It's bad here, guys. There's nobody. We had to stop taking Medicare
Why-
patients because there's nobody to help us with unpaid claims for Medicare.
So why did you come to Guam?
Well, I signed up to do locum work for 2 years with a multi-specialty company, and I liked it. I like to travel here. The weather's great. We don't like cold, so that's why we stayed. There was a need here, okay? And we like the patients, but if it's financially unsound, we can't stay open. Okay, I'm paying myself half as much as what I made at FHP clinic, okay? And by the way, FHP, their base salary when I started there, started at $15,000 less than what I would have been offered in Washington State when I interviewed there. So it's not like we're making a lot of money here. Private practice doctors, they either have to love it here because financially there's not that much of an incentive.
So, so let me get this straight. You're not happy with a lot of issues here on Guam, especially with reimbursement. It's very hard for you to make a living here, but you're still here.
Yes.
Okay,
I
thank
still
you.
believe that I can survive. I don't need to make a lot of money, but I'm not willing to eat a loss.
Thank you, Dr. Underwood. Doctor?
Good evening, Senator Teitagi and Senator Telahi. My name is Alfredo Bustamante. The reason I am here today is to raise my concern as a Guam resident, a U.S. veteran, an animal lover, and as a business owner. I am here to speak on behalf of many that cannot be present today or don't have the means financially or the opportunity to speak against Wise Zhao or Dr. Joel Joseph, that has consistently taken advantage unethically and professionally from people that own pets on Guam, like myself. On September 11, 2015,